Just real quick, you haven't touched on it at all, and I don't know how many people really know about it. I know in the middle of June you were up in Minneapolis filming a documentary for Prince that, as far as I've heard, is never even going to see the light of day, and I just wanted to know if you'd shed a little light on that.
We were trying to get a Prince song for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back for the scene where Shannon Elizabeth's character comes into the movies restaurant. We were trying to get Prince as the most beautiful girl in the world, but we couldn't get any response back from him. And then one day I got a call at the office, and they said, Prince's office called, they want to speak to you. And I said, holy shit, fucking, there's royal badness? Because I'm a Prince fan. So I said, I'm going to call him back, because I get a little starstruck sometimes. So I call him up, and they answer, and they're like, yeah, Prince isn't available right now, but he does want to speak to you, so sit by the phone, and we'll call you back. So I'm like, all right. Ring. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait. About 15, 20 minutes later, somebody calls, and they're like, is Kevin there? I said, this is he. I'm like, Kevin, hi, I'm calling from Prince's office. Prince is going to be calling you in 25 minutes. I said, awesome, all right, bye. 25 minutes later, fucking phone rings again. It's Kevin there. I said, this is Kevin. This is Trevor in Prince's office. Prince will be calling you in 19 minutes. And I said, this is genius. Because, it sounds like they have shit well scheduled, 19 minutes, but then again, this is the third time he called. So I said, hey, man, just a question. When I talk to the guy, do you call him Prince? Do I call him artist? What do you call him? Jack? And he said, he's back to Prince. You can call him Prince. I said, oh, awesome. So I sit around, I get another phone call, and they're like, Prince wants to call you tonight at your home. Can we have your home phone number? I said, oh, God, yeah. So I give him the home phone number. And I go home, and I'm like, Prince is calling. Everybody, get away from the phone, Prince is going to be calling. And the kid wants to play. I'm like, go away, Prince is calling. So I wait and wait, and then the phone rings, and then I get it's Trevor again, and he's just like, Prince is going to be calling in 5 minutes. I was like, I'm so ready for this call. Phone rings again, and I hear his fucking voice, and he's just like, Kevin. And I said, Prince? Because that's his name. And he said, how you doing? I said, I'm excellent. How are you? He said, very good, very good. I said, look, I just want to tell you I'm a huge fan. And he goes, likewise. I said, really? He goes, oh, yeah, particularly Dogma. And he's like, would you like to do something together? And I said, yeah, what do you want to do? Because I'm thinking he wants to do a musical. But it's not the musical that he wants to do necessarily. He starts talking about Dogma. And he's just like, I really enjoyed Dogma. I thought it was incredible. I thought the message was great. And went on at great lengths about it. And I'm sitting there listening to him talk about it, and it's starting not to sound like the movie I made. A little bit, he's got the character names down and shit. But then there's things that he's talking about that I'm like, well, I didn't say that in the movie, did I? Hold on, I'm going to rewind the movie. And he starts talking more and more about spirituality, religion, faith, and it becomes very apparent over the course of a half hour that Prince is way into Jesus, really into Jesus. And if you've listened to his music, he's always had one foot in the corporal, one foot in the spiritual. He sings about Darlin' Nikki, but he also sings about God. But it felt like the pendulum swung far away from Nookie right into the Son of God. And because, I'm thinking I could talk smack to this dude. But he doesn't want to hear from language. At one point he says to me, I'll put you an example, he says. Because he's sitting there ministering to me at a certain point. I'm like, holy shit, this dude's preaching. But I'm not going to say anything because it's Prince. So he's like, I'll give you an example. He's going, you make movies with cursing in them. I said, yeah. And he said, can you make a movie without cursing in it? I said, yeah, I guess, but why bother? And he said, do you understand that cursing offends some people, vulgarity offends people? I said, yeah. And he goes, do you mean to offend people? I said, no. And he's like, but you still do it anyway. And I said, yeah. He's going, okay, we're going to put you over here. And I was like, where? And I can't see him, but I think he went like this. And I really want to know what over here is, but he doesn't explain it. And he gets very cryptic like that. He talks about shit like, he's like, Kevin, if a big snake gives birth to a little snake, what is that little snake going to grow up to be? And I was like, a big snake? He's like, right, and that snake gives birth to a little snake. What's that snake going to grow up to be? And I said, big snake. He said, exactly, you got to know who your father is. And I'm like, I don't know what that fucking means. So I'm like, I hear you. But he's like, so you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. What are we doing? And he said, I have this thing coming up called The Celebration, where I'm going to debut my new album for a bunch of fans. They come to Paisley Park. We have a week-long event. And he's like, and then we're going to have listening parties where people are going to hear the album. And we're just going to have a good time. I want to make a movie that we can bring to the Cannes Film Festival. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, something like kind of like a concert film, I'm saying. He's like, kind of like a concert film, but I want to do bold things. Like, I want to put up the words, Jesus Christ is the Son of God on screen and let them deal with it. And I'm like, well, I already made that movie, kind of. But I didn't say that because it's Prince. So I was like, yeah, man, that's fucking bold. And he's going, what'd I say about cursing? I was like, I got you. So he said, you free to come out and do this in June? I said, yeah, absolutely. So he said, I'll call you back and let you know when we're going to do it. So I get off the phone with him. I was like, oh, fucking shit, that's fucking great. I go in and tell everyone about it. And then Mosier goes, did you ask about the song for the movie? And I was like, no, fuck, I forgot. I was like, what's the protocol? Can I call him again? Should I just call him? I got his home phone number. I mean, aren't we kind of friends at this point? And he said, yeah, you might want to find out if we can use the song. And so I called him the next day, and I was just like, hey, Prince, it's Kevin. Listen, we talked a lot the other night. It was great, and I look forward to this thing we're going to do. But we're making this movie now, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and there's dudes who were in Dogma. Remember those characters? I needed to use your song, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. I love the song. I want to put it in this one scene in the movie. And he goes, no. I said, no? He's going, yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that. He's like, you can use the Time song, which he owns the publishing for. He's like, you can use the Time song, but I'm going to take a pass on the other one. And I said, all right, bye, you know. I was like, that's so fucking weird. The dude called me up and said, come out and shoot a documentary for me. And I'm like, yeah. And I call him and be like, can I have one of your songs? He's like, no. I was like, I thought people in the business gave each other things. But I don't say anything because it's Prince. So it rolls around, time to go up there and shit, and I'm in the midst of editing the movie and putting it together, and we're getting in crunch time, and so many things are going on. The last thing in the world I should do is leave and go to Paisley Park, go to Minnesota for a week, but I'm like, fuck it, once in a lifetime chance, who knows what'll come of it. It's fucking Prince, I gotta go. So I grab the wife, jump on the plane, we go to Minnesota, I get out there, go to Paisley Park, and I meet with his producer, this great woman named Stephanie. And Stephanie's like, he's on stage talking to a bunch of people. I'm going to bring you in there, and then we'll talk to him. He's going to tell you what he wants to do. I was like, awesome. So I go in there, and he's sitting on the stage, and he's very small. You know, he looks big on stage, but he's very, very small. But he's decked out. He's fucking Prince. He's wearing clothes that look like somebody just sewed them 2 minutes ago. Like an outfit, like he's in a play, like he's doing Shakespeare. And not like nice clothes like this. And he's in heels, of course. The first thing that struck me, I'm like, he's in heels. It's casual time, and he's in heels. That's interesting. Because I always thought, like, maybe back around the house he's wearing kicks, you know, like Vans or something. So he comes down, we start talking, he starts telling me about, like, his beefs with the music industry. Like, and just, like, you can't follow him. He's going all over the place, jumping topic to topic, and I'm like, I don't know what he's saying. What? Yes. And he's talking at one point, he's just like, you know, anybody can take a song and record it. Anybody can take Purple Rain and record it. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, that's what happened to Chaka Khan. He's like, Whitney Houston recorded I'm Every Woman. Chaka didn't want that. Chaka mad. I'm like, Chaka mad? He's like, Chaka real mad.